Today I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Minecraft 2025 Advent Calendar. This is set 21280. Here is day 14 of the LEGO Minecraft Advent Calendar, and you know what that means? We are officially 2 weeks into December, and we have like 2 weeks left of 2025, which, yeah, that's certainly interesting. Like, this year has flown by, and it's also been dragged out at the same time. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, today gives us two little things here. Hold up, stand up. We have this lectern here, which this is the first time that it's been portrayed in LEGO, which is honestly kind of crazy. So, as you can see here, it uses the same 1x2 tile print there for the book that we saw a few days ago in the enchantment table. So, you know, this kind of goes along with that, and you can like spin it around, I guess, so that's cool. I'm gonna be honest, before this Advent calendar, I had no idea what a lectern even was, and then I looked it up on YouTube like earlier, and I still don't know what it does. So anyone who's like a big Minecraft nerd in the comments, please let me know what this does, because I'm still confused. Please help. Anyways, the second thing they get here is this bookshelf over here, and it uses that same 5-plate tall system for the blocks in Minecraft, so nice to see that attention to detail that I talked about back in day 1. So that's a little callback to like 2 weeks ago, so that's pretty wacky. And you just get a torch up there on the top of it, so that's pretty cool. This is our second torch in the Advent calendar so far, which is kind of weird. I mean, I feel like we would have gotten like a little more at this point. So I'm just trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was only day 3 that we got one with the crafting table and the shovel. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that was today's build. Fairly simple, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty neat. You just get some more stuff to add to your LEGO Minecraft collection. And actually, this might be like the most useful Advent calendar that I've bought, because like most of the other Advent calendars I get, they just have like a bunch of micro builds, especially the Star Wars ones. Like, they're more like micro builds than like actual like good stuff in the Advent calendar. And most of the times, like, I'll just like find all the micro builds just partially like breaking over time. Like I have very few stuff remaining from last year's LEGO Star Wars Advent calendar, and so yeah, but this might be the first Advent calendar where I actually keep everything intact, because you get some pretty useful stuff here. I mean, you get an enchantment table, you have the crafting table from earlier, which, I mean, that's like a dime a dozen at this point. You get some useful mobs here, like you get the drowned, you get a creeper. You can never go wrong with those. You also get some other interesting stuff here in this Advent calendar, like the snow golem, which we haven't seen that in a while. Anyways, you get a bunch of other stuff in this Advent calendar, but I'm not going to spoil those. However, what I am going to spoil is the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which I just went out to see a few hours ago. So if you haven't seen it, please leave this video now, because I've stopped talking about the Advent calendar, and the rest of this video is just going to be my review on the FNAF movie. So, anyways, now that everyone else is gone, I can now talk about FNAF2, which I just saw earlier today. So, I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't think I was, considering how the critics seemed to react to this movie. Like, they all acted like this movie just like killed off their entire bloodline. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like, usually whenever a movie comes out and the critics hate it, usually that means it's probably gonna be like peak cinema. Like, what did y'all expect? This isn't gonna be some like subversive masterpiece. It's just a fun, silly, wacky, killer animatronic fan slop game movie. And that's all it needed to be. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a masterpiece. So anyways, my thoughts on the movie. I think it did really good. I mean, it did a lot of things better than the first movie, which I enjoyed, because the first movie, although it was really good, I think it did like lack in some places. Mostly with like the whole horror like aspect of it. I mean, we only really had like one scene where the animatronics were like doing what they do best. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, my actual review for this movie. So it was kind of interesting how William Afton wasn't really the main focus of this movie, you know, considering that he was like not really in the best position like at the moment. I mean, he was sitting in the back room in the spring lock suit. So yeah, I mean, I knew he was going to come back, because that's what he said in the last movie, but I didn't think he would come back in this movie. So, I mean, he's kind of been taking a back seat, and that means that we've gotten more focus on the marionette, who is kind of taking the lead main antagonist role, which is kind of a bold choice from Scott Cawthon, because, I mean, before this, the puppet has barely done anything in the games. Like just, I know that might sound a little bit shocking to you all, but just take a look back at like all the previous games, like FNAF2, FNAF3. What other games does the marionette show up in? Pizzeria Simulator, I guess, and Ultimate Custom Night. It barely does anything. I mean, it was like kind of around for like lore reasons as to like the first kid that William Afton killed. So that, I mean, I get that. That's why that's there. But I mean, other than that, the puppet barely does anything in the actual games. So, I mean, it's a great change up here. I mean, it actually got to do something here. So, yeah. And what else happened? Oh yeah. So, this movie did a lot more at like doing like an actual adaptation of FNAF 2, because like the last movie was, I mean, it was a pretty faithful adaptation of the first game, considering how much the first game even had. Like FNAF 1 is like the game with like the least amount of lore in it. I mean, all you get is that it's a pizzeria with haunted animatronics, and there were 5 missing kids from the 80s. So that's all that you were basically given. And I mean, the FNAF 1 did like mix up a couple of things from the games. Like, obviously you had the location and the animatronics in the first game, and you also had like Vanessa from Security Breach and William Afton from FNAF 2 and 3. So kind of just mismatching like a whole bunch of stuff to make a movie, which, I mean, that makes sense. But FNAF 2 was purely just Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the game, the movie. So I mean, you actually had like the whole gameplay mechanic from the game here. Like, you had like the whole camera system. They even had a joke at like how there were no doors in FNAF 2, and they even had the Freddy mask that you could use against the animatronics. And they even had that nice little detail of Foxy not recognizing the Freddy mask and still going after you anyways. So I like that attention to detail a lot. So, yeah, and what else happened? Oh yeah, the cameos. So, Corey Kenshin came back for this movie as the famous taxi driver character. And man, I feel bad for Corey in this timeline. Like, bro was just trying to do his job, and like all these animatronics keep showing up in his damn taxi. Like, I feel bad for this dude. And also you had the toy animatronics, which we had Kellen Goff as Toy Freddy, which was a great casting choice in my opinion, because for those who don't know, Kellen Goff is basically just the main voice of Freddy in any project where Freddy needs a voice. I mean, he's Glamrock Freddy in Security Breach, and he's also Funtime Freddy in Sister Location, and I'm trying to remember where else he was, but I mean, you get my point. Like, oh yeah, he was Toy Freddy in Ultimate Custom Night, so that was a nice little callback. And you also had Matt Pat as Toy Bonnie, which I couldn't even tell that was him, like, for a moment. Like, I don't know what that voice was that they had him do. Like, what was that? Like, I was just like full on expecting his like, "Hello internet, welcome to Game Theory." I was just expecting that voice for like the entirety of his screen time. And then you also had Megan Fox as Toy Chica, which is definitely one of the castings of all time. And it's kind of weird because Toy Chica kind of had like the most screen time out of all of them, which kind of makes sense for a certain part of the FNAF community, but that's a discussion for another day. So anyways, you also had Henry Emily and Charlotte Emily in this movie, which is nice. Again, like a little bit more of them. Although Henry was like barely in this movie. Like, I just realized that he's in maybe like 2 minutes of screen time. And obviously you had Charlotte like possessing Marionette and like kind of like controlling all the animatronics, which is a nice little callback to the phone guy in FNAF 2, like saying that like the animatronics were acting more aggressive to adults. So that was a nice little callback there. And then the credits, man. It's been so long. Like, I was popping off when that song started playing. Like, obviously we had the first Five Nights at Freddy's song at the end of the first movie. It was only reasonable that they put It's Been So Long here, and it was still great, even though I basically got it spoiled to me that that song would be in the movie. But I was still popping off. I was singing the lyrics. Like, I was going crazy there. And then the post-credit scene. Dude, we're getting FNAF 3 Fazbear Frights in the next movie. Let's go! And there was also a little detail at the end of the movie, like after that post-credit scene, of like Henry Emily like talking to Mike, which it's kind of giving me some Pizzeria Simulator vibes. So, are we combining those two games into one movie? If so, that's a genius choice because like FNAF 3 and Pizzeria Simulator are like almost the same game, but like they kind of retcon it a little bit. I mean, but it has like the main point, like setting the souls to rest and also killing William Afton in a fire. Like that's basically how both those games end. So I mean, it makes sense like story-wise why they'd just put those two games together because it would get a little bit repetitive if we just kept killing William Afton and bringing him back. So I mean, even though that is his catchphrase, but like for a cinema like standpoint, like it makes sense why they would like put those two games into one. Although I don't know what animatronics are going to be in those. Like, is it going to be the Phantom animatronics? Those are just illusions. Are we going to get like the ones from Pizzeria Sim? Those are basically just the sister location ones, and I doubt we're going to get a sister location adaptation because I don't really know where Elizabeth Afton would go into this timeline. I mean, we only just got Michael Afton, and we still don't know if like the crying child was in this timeline. Like, did the Bite of 87 happen? We don't know. But anyways, that was my thoughts on the movie. Tell me what you thought of the movie in the comments because I really liked it a lot, even though the critics absolutely hate it. Like, dude, it's not a modern masterpiece. It's a video game for the fans. Like, that's all we need. And I loved it. Like, all of it. I loved every single second of that movie. I was just going crazy. And also the funniest reference was the horror. I wasn't expecting that reference. Like, I just immediately burst out laughing in the theater because I genuinely wasn't expecting that to be referenced. That's how you know, like, this movie was made for the fans, because no other movie would reference something as obscure as that. But yeah, I love this movie, and I can't wait for FNAF 3 in, like, 2 years' time. Dude, 2027 is stacked. Like, we're getting so many movies in like, the next 2 years. Like, it's crazy. I'm basically going to the movie theater every other week. I mean, we're getting Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, The Batman Part 2, Superman 2, The Simpsons 2, The Minecraft Movie 2, Sonic 4, Jesus Christ, we're getting a lot of sequels. There are no such thing as original movies anymore. Those are dead. Anyways, that was my thoughts on the movie. Tell me what you thought. Make sure to like and subscribe, and turn on notifications, hype the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. But hey, that's just a review. A Brixelated review. Thanks for watching. That was cringe. Since you've been gone, I've been singing this stupid song so I can ponder the sanity of it all.